Welcome to this 50 minute of experience. Today I'm with Jaya Nicole. Welcome to this.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, as we said before, we are in touch from a long time, I can say.
Yes, we were supposed to talk a couple months ago, but something happened with like your Wi-Fi or something, and then I
Yeah,
thought that I just like didn't have the opportunity to do it anymore after that. But then you guys sent me an email in the beginning of the month, and I was like, okay, let me just schedule it now while I have time because I really wanted to do it. I love doing podcasts. I've done them before, and they're probably my favorite thing to do is just talk about the art. So I'm
that, that,
very
that's that's
grateful.
that's cool. I Not everyone is sometimes, yeah, a lot of people is first time, and yeah, they are always a bit more nervous, and they don't know
Hmm.
what to say or what not to say. But yeah, I like people like to talk. I have noticed that most of the people come from USA like to talk. This is so. I mean, I love it. This. I mean, this is probably a reason why I will move there one day. I like
Right.
that flow. The people just enjoy to talk. It's not.
Yes, that's one of my strong suits since I was a kid. Honestly, I just love to talk about anything that I'm passionate about, really.
So let's start to talk. Tell me something about you, and then we can talk a bit about what you do in photography.
Okay, I'm from Los Angeles, California. Well, Inglewood specifically, South Central Los Angeles. Um, I picked up a camera when I was like 10. My mom got me one. It was a pink Kodak, and I still have it to this day. Um, been doing what else? Oh yeah, I moved to Houston in like 2018 for college. I'm not in college right now, but I'm still definitely pursuing photography. Um, and yeah, I'm 21. I'm going to be 22 in March. Very exciting. And yeah, I'm just grateful for this journey. It's been a lot of like highs and lows, but very fun. I'm learning a lot about not only the craft, but just myself while pursuing it. So now I'm here.
Yeah, you're so young, I want to say, and so it's the I think
I really am.
you can do it a lot of experience. I mean, yeah, you are still you're turning now 22, so then it's you have a life in front of you, especially in
Thank
photography.
you.
I think my best moment became between 23, 24, 25. In photography, I worked really a lot, and it was so nice uh,
Right.
period. And yeah, then I went a bit more deeper and philosophical and slow in
That's
researching.
cool.
And but today let's talk about you. So I watch your Instagram right now, and I want to know more about, okay, how do you got in touch to say, okay, I want to take picture of people. What is
Like
your
planning
interest?
photo
Yeah,
shoots.
yeah, yeah. How did you
Okay,
start? I
so
mean, how that starts?
starting off, I kind of always had a camera, like I said, like when I was younger, and then when I got older, I want to say like high school, I was in a yearbook. I didn't really do many extracurricular activities. I just really liked school and I liked yearbook. Excuse me. I really liked school and I liked yearbook because it allowed me to travel and be around different types of people. I didn't really like staying still, so I got to travel with sports teams and just any group of kids to kind of like document that. I also learned a lot about graphic design while making the yearbook, and then like all my aunts and uncles pitched in. They gave me like a point and shoot camera, so I was using that for a while too. And then once I got to college, my first year of college, I had never been that far away from home, but I wanted to be. So a lot of my first year was just adjusting to the choice that I made. I wasn't really in any extracurriculars. But then like 2019, um, I kind of realized I needed to just put my energy into something. Like I was kind of just floating through life, doing school and stuff, but not really feeling fulfilled from it. So, um, with my first refund check from school, I bought a camera. And ever since then, I've just been like pursuing it, taking photos of my friends. A lot of the people that I've taken photos of are either people that I know or people who have never gotten their photos taken before. So it's either like a really comfortable setting or just very different for everyone, having to kind of coach people and get people comfortable to get their photos taken because professional cameras are a little bit intimidating, even to me, when I'm getting my photos taken. So, yeah, it just started off of me like thinking, like, okay, well, what have you kind of always done that you would still do for no money? And photos were that. Um, Usually, when I plan a photo shoot, I'll either use someone that I know or someone will reach out to me. But when I fully creative direct, I'll find someone that I know. I know people who are stylists in the city, um, people who like to do behind the scenes videos and stuff. And I'll just get everyone together and we come together and we work. And I'm so grateful for that because like to be such a leader in that moment and having people actually listen to me and trust in me and my vision is so cool. Um, and I'll just take inspiration from like one experiences that I've just had to like the internet and like movies and things like that. And yeah, that's just what I've been doing. And I like collaborating with people because, other people have different perspectives in me. Some of my best photo shoots, I feel like, have come from allowing people to come on and kind of give me suggestions and working together as a group. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's provide you always new vibes, no?
Yes.
I think that yeah, most of the picture you post is related to fashion. I mean, in our
Yes.
Canada, there is always kind of style, and yeah, people look like stylish and
Yes. Thank you. I love fashion photography. I would like for my work has already been in magazines and like published on like the internet and different articles and stuff, but I really want to just continue to have my work in bigger magazines and photograph, like famous people like actors and music artists and things like that. I do like nature stuff too, though, but I think fashion is probably my favorite.
yeah, sure, sure. It's a I don't know. It's a kind of word I worked in, and I will say that if you get in touch with the model, also they are, I don't want to say professional, but they are active. So they act with you, they play with you. It's really nice to work in.
Yes,
I worked for a
definitely.
year in that, but yeah, it's really difficult, I think, to find the model are on the same vibes you are.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it has to do with just chemistry with people. Like I feel like everything, no matter what you're doing, boils down to that. Um, I feel like I communicate pretty well for just a person right now, considering everything having to do with our lack of connection with people. I'm like I said, I'm very talkative. I've been talkative since I was a child.
Okay.
So I love getting to know people. Lately, I've been getting better at asking more questions instead of just talking all the time. But I do that a lot, especially with the models who are not familiar with taking photos because they kind of need to get out of their head. So I ask them questions, I play music, really try to just be interactive as possible because some people, even like more models that are comfortable with taking photos. They've told me where photographers would just take their pictures and not talk to them. And I don't know how you would even do that because I have to constantly direct people anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to have people, good vibes and stuff. It still does take people some time, but it also makes me feel more comfortable too because I often get in my head like making sure that I'm taking the right photo and that everything looks good. I'm never fully satisfied until like the very end, which is something that I've also just like accepted. Like in the beginning, I'm like, I don't know if this looks right. Are people gonna like this? Do I like this? But it usually works out.
Yeah, it's for sure. I mean, I will not imagine to make a shooting without talk with someone. It's for me so cold. The connection.
Right. Right.
I prefer much more time to just talk with people than shoot photography. That depends. I mean, for me, it's everything about the connection you get with the person, and so it's
Definitely.
always everything starts from a talk. And I don't expect to make great picture because I think to make a great picture, you also need the right mood, the right vibe.
Yes,
We have to
exactly.
stay on the same page, no?
Yes.
These it's like it's like going an appointment, so a coupa, and
Right.
expecting to have the best night in the first hour. you know.
Right. Exactly.
So for me, it's quite kind of impossible. But yeah,
Right.
probably some photographer can do it. That I mean, depends how people connect.
Of course. Yeah, everybody has their own process.
So, what you will say to me? What happened the last year? What would you like happen in this year?
Okay. Last year was a very transformative year when it came to me and this craft. I feel like when you really want something, you're gonna constantly kind of be tested to see if you really like want it. Even when I first started, the point and shoot camera that I had, I really was trying to take photos of my friend, and it just kept dying. And I wanted to give up, but I didn't. So I think this year I had a lot of that too. My favorite photo shoot, and you can maybe show it. I have this photo right here. It was of these two twin girls I know, and I had a friend of mine. He upcycled some clothes from the thrift store. That photo I just showed you was from an art show that I had. Someone reached out to me, a girl I know out here. She works at a photo studio in Houston called North Houston Studio, and she got me and like two other women to showcase our work. And then she also drew digital art of them. And so to see my work in that way was just so cool. That was probably the biggest moment of the year for me. It was in July. And it's funny because that happened right after I lost my job. And it was such an interesting moment because I was very distraught about that event because I had to move also within like a week. Didn't know how any of that was going to be done, but I have my house now, so thank God. But that moment was really really just a tell all for, and I feel like the biggest thing that motivates me because I felt like in every other aspect of life I was at my last, like my last. But in that moment I was so happy to be there and have people look at my work and tell me that they liked it. um and mentally I was still like, I was kind of going back and forth with myself because I was worried about like the future, but I'm like, there's too much good stuff going on for me to even really like be upset. So that was probably my biggest moment. And I displayed that work among like other things that I've done in the past. Um, Another photo shoot I really liked was the an album remake that I did for my friend. It was her birthday, but she gave me that idea and I was like, this is great. Cause usually like sometimes I'll turn down photo shoots if I feel like I won't enjoy doing it. Sometimes I like birthdays, sometimes I don't. It really just depends. But that was really good, um because it allowed me to like learn a lot about graphic design, like watching videos about how to like just do everything that I was doing. Cause like I said, I did graphic design in high school, but like I didn't do it for a while. So all of my work is just me being self-taught. Like I did in college, I had media classes, but it was very much like everything technical. Like, and not even with editing, literally just like camera stuff. So just learning as I go was really fun, a little nerve wracking, but still fun to just like look at myself, like, look at you go doing things you don't normally do. So, yeah. What else happened this year? I photographed a fashion show. A friend of mine has a fashion show out here. Her name is Jordan Carter. And she also has a magazine, a fashion magazine that I've also taken photos in. So she was planning that event probably since 2019. It was supposed to happen in 2020, didn't happen. And then it happened this year. And just to see all of that come to fruition was just so fun. And I feel like it was one of the best fashion shows that we've had in Houston because it was like a just such a team effort. Everyone felt like a family. Everyone felt supported and yeah, just really good. It was just really good. It was very chaotic. That was kind of the theme for it. It was like controlled chaos because it was in a big theater. I was like literally running up and down these big stairs to photograph both behind the scenes with everyone and also get a little bit of the runway itself. But I got a lot of like everybody getting dressed. I helped people get dressed. It was just so fun, like just to really be in the thick of it and experience all of that and have like something come together so big. So very grateful for that. I did shoots this year, but not as many as I've done before. But then, well, I don't even want to say that. I actually did have a couple of shoots this year, but I think it was just difficult for me to keep working because it was a lot of like life going on. But at the same time, photography was like the anchor for all of it. Um, Even in 2020, I that was when I was having like complications with school and like finances and stuff. And photography was like the only thing that was like keeping me really alive, like paying me, like supporting me, kind of getting me through those rough times. And it's kind of always been that. So now what I'm trying to do, and for the future, I want to be able to, I guess I don't want to say not take as many breaks, but when I say that, like I'll kind of go on hiatus. Like I'll do a good shoot and then I'll just like, okay, like I'll take a long time to kind of regroup and like reflect. And sometimes I'll end up getting uninspired because I'm not working. But now, and heard on another podcast, this artist was saying how it's kind of good to also work through when you're uninspired to see what even that looks like when you're not feeling like doing it. But sometimes, eventually that's going to become your job and you're going to have to work during times where you don't want to work. So now I'm kind of like taking whatever this feeling is when I'm uninspired and putting it into my work. And just as a whole for the future, taking all of what I'm feeling and channeling it into my work because that's what it's for. Um, I felt like for a period of time, I was a little too worried about how people were feeling about what I was doing. And you do care, but to not let it stop you or anything because sometimes people are going to like your favorite thing and sometimes they're just not going to get it and you have to be okay with
And
both sides of that coin.
there are
So,
many sentences,
yeah,
many quotes that I can say to you about that. But yeah, I think it's the feeling is always the same, and especially 10 years ago, doing photography was totally different. Now
definitely, I'm
it's
sure.
totally difficult. I mean, it's easy in some ways because
Hmm.
everyone is used to get shoots. I mean, now people are much more open to get shoots, even if they are not
Right,
model. Everyone get in a way or another a picture. Uh, so this is the most easier part, but
right.
I think it's totally difficult to work in photography. I mean, to also survive of that. and
Yeah. And
and
honestly, like I just always have to express my gratitude because my path is very different from my peers and like other people who I've seen. And opportunities, good opportunities are always coming to me. And, there have been times where I've missed them, like some that I've wanted, but I feel like everything happens when it's supposed to. Like even this interview, I just like maybe like last week got my website somewhat together because I had a portfolio review.
yeah.
But I feel like that kind of trickled down into this because now you can see my work better displayed just because before I didn't really have my website that together. And even now it still needs, some help. But
Yeah, but this is something you will continue. I mean,
right.
I tell you, it's 15 years I do it what I do, and I don't know how to really make the portfolio because every time you're doing a new work, every time you
Right.
should update, and it's a chaos. So
Yeah.
and yeah, especially in the last days, I was looking for some new jobs to doing, and yeah, it's always this, especially in the communication and art, visual art. They ask you for this resume, but I ask always,
Right.
okay, what the fuck you see from my resume?
Right.
Just watch my portfolio. I mean,
Look
not
at my
portfolio, but
work.
look at the website. Look at the website and
Right.
check. Okay, if this person fit for you or not.
And I want to spend more time on my website and will because I remember that one day where like Instagram went down like all day. And honestly, that was a great day for me. And it kind of showed me how I need to kind of take time away from social media. Like I'm literally constantly just deleting apps off my phone because I literally just can't think
Okay.
about it. But this girl had said how it's important to keep your website updated and
Yeah.
have like a newsletter and stuff so people can really see your work if you can't always rely on social media. And like my relationship with social media is very interesting because like, I feel like my generation, I was born in 2000. We were like the kids who were still able to go outside, but then we were still introduced to the internet itself. And I've been on Instagram probably since I was like 13. So like sometimes I feel like I'm just accustomed to it because it's what I've always used. But then sometimes I'm kind of tired of it. And I also see like people who I know who not only do photography, but just art in general, how like the algorithms and how their stuff performs really kind of hurts them on an emotional level. And
Can I say that it's not? I think it's not about algorithm. I think it's about
right,
how much you spend. It's totally
it's
clear that.
definitely that. Definitely. Because I honestly like, I wouldn't say that I don't care, but I don't look for it. Like I don't watch it too much because I feel like in those cases anything that you get will probably never be enough because you just want more. So I just kind of go in hoping that people like it, but if they don't, I do. Because I remember like one of my most favorite photo shoots I did um was kind of like a remake, like a play on a movie called Jennifer's Body. It's a movie from the 2000s. Megan Fox is in it. I just like it because I like Megan Fox and it's kind of scary and it's cool. So I had a friend of mine remake it. I got the fake blood, I got the styling, like everything was really cool. And like when I first posted it, it didn't perform that well. And I was like, everybody's gonna love this, it's gonna be amazing. Everybody loves this movie. And that was that moment where I was like, I still like it, even if you guys don't. But that kind of showed me like this journey, it's all about like you at the end of the day. Like people come in when you have to do teamwork, but the final product and the work itself has to do with how you feel about it. Because even with the algorithms and with the websites and everything, like I said, I'm still getting a lot of great opportunities and continuing to just, I guess, make a name for myself in working even when other people don't want to work and things like that. I think this year I'm going to be big on like applying to more grants and reaching out to brands and things because I am getting more accustomed to adding to my portfolio and taking a chance on myself with that. I feel like the opportunities come and things happen for me when I prepare myself.
Yeah.
because once you're prepared, it's like, okay, you're ready now to do what you want to do. I feel like before I was a little lackadaisical with trying to put myself out there, but also scared because I felt like I wasn't ready. Now I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to be accepted and rejected. Because you're gonna get a lot of no's, but you're also gonna get a lot of yeses. Sometimes I just DM like random photographers, like famous ones, and I'm just like, I love your work. And, sometimes they just read it, sometimes they respond. So I think just kind of stepping into my confidence, because also, like you said, I'm really young. Like
Yeah,
me and my friends joke about how like we're kids because we're really kids, but for where I'm at, I feel like I'm doing so good. So just continuing to like dive into it and also not taking myself so seriously. I take myself so serious. And I guess that's good because I want to, but also like I have so much time. I think everyone feels like we're running out of time because of also social media, seeing what other people are doing, and we feel like we have to catch up or we have more work to do. But like everybody's path is their own path. It's another thing I'm working on is not comparing myself. Comparison is really the thief of joy. And one thing my mother told me, because one day I was having the same conversation with her, how like seeing other people do work can kind of throw you off track. But she was saying the only person whose progress you need to look at is your own. Looking at my journey from starting in 2019 to now, just in like little less than like 3, maybe 4 years, is so great because I started at like the barely the end of the year. So I really feel like I'm fully 2 years, like fully 2 years in with this craft. And I'm so proud of myself. I never would have thought that I would have gotten to this point. And it's really just because I'm passionate about it. I love clothes. Um, I grew up wearing uniform my whole life. So, and I've been reflecting on like how that's affected me. Like, I never got to express myself through my clothes, but I've always appreciated clothes on other people. So, just liking to see people
The
look
same
and
for
feel
me.
good.
Same for me.
Yeah,
I wear,
it's like
I wear
really
all.
like I couldn't even, wear what I wanted to wear. Like I express myself through my hair a lot. Like I'm constantly doing stuff to my hair, but I wear all black all the time,
Yeah,
trying to
me
work
too.
on doing that. But black is cool. Like it's comfortable. I wear red and stuff every now and again. But my work is so colorful. Like all of my work, I barely ever do like muted, like warm stuff. I'm maybe gonna work on that, like when it calls for it, of course. But I feel like my work always ends up being very bright and colorful, and inwardly I feel like that is me to my core, and that's why your art is an expression of you. And I also love black and white too. I've done a couple black and white shoots here and there, but yeah, like the art always kind of speaks for itself. So that's another thing that that's really the goal probably this year, is letting the art speak for itself, like really putting in what I'm feeling and displaying that too. Because I think with photos, it's a little difficult sometimes because I'm working on getting better at like editing. Like in Photoshop, you can literally do anything,
Yeah.
but you can do so much. I don't even know where to start. I was looking at like surrealist photography and abstract photography, but
I
it's just
think
like crazy edit.
as a curator, I think if you work a lot in graphic design, I mean in post production, I mean in the end, you are not anymore a photographer. I mean,
Right.
you're a visual artist. It's okay. I mean, it's yeah,
Right.
I don't push off these people because I like a lot post production and watching also sci-fi stuff. It's okay, but it's not
Right.
photography anymore. I mean, the best is to try to doing everything is possible on the shoot. And then
Yeah.
the minimums possible, and then if you are good also in post production, then you can do it much better, from
Right.
a good
Yeah.
place.
Because photos, like, you literally, if you're not editing, you just have what you have there in real life. And I would like to get into visual art eventually, but I really want to get the hang of just taking photos in general. I feel like I have, as good as I am, I also feel like I have some work to do. But just learning how to best do that with real life and what I have and like poses and colors and
Yeah,
things like that. So yeah,
yeah,
just
sure,
really letting the
sure.
art speak for itself this year.
It's important to explore because there are a lot of analogical things that you can try, and yeah, you can see that they work much better than what you can do it in digital most of the time.
Right.
Okay, so our time is went long and long, and I have to leave you. But yeah,
Okay.
I hope we can have other talk maybe in other
Yes, I
times,
would
and
love that. Please let me
discover
know. I'm
discover
so thankful for this.
other field, no, together. And
Yes.
it's but it was nice to hear you. I mean, it's nice sometimes to hear someone and to don't hear myself. And I mean,
Thank you for
not
letting me talk.
yeah, yeah, I like when the people talk more longer. I like also to sometimes get in conversation and also
Hmm.
talk, but yeah, it's nice to listen, I will say. And
Thank
yeah,
you for reaching out. I'm
I
so
wanna
grateful. I'm very excited to hear it and to see what you do. I didn't know you do everything off of donation. And I really like your platform in general. Like the people that you pick are so talented. So I'm grateful to be amongst those people because I love everyone's work so far.
I think yeah, there are a lot of people out there. I don't know. I don't want to talk about talent. I think the talent is something you just groove up during the year.
Right, right,
I think there are a lot of people who want to communicate, and especially today. And there is a stats that during the pandemic, a lot of people became, in a way, them approach with art became more close, and
right.
that's because there is a lot of need of communication, and
Yeah,
and I think yes, it's nice to discover the people. This is the point. I mean, if you want really also groove yourself, it's also you have to start from others because
right.
we are not only that a mix of other cultures mixed inside
Yes,
of ourselves, influences and so on. So yeah, if anyone wants to see the work, your work, it's in description, the link, and I hope they gonna check, they're gonna follow you because it's interesting. I think it's interesting if you scroll down the Instagram and you see from what you start until going up, and you see also what you tried, what you get experience. It's
yeah,
interesting, and I'm curious to know more in the year what you will do. So we will get in touch during the next months and see
yes.
what this 2021 give to you. Okay, thank you a lot
2022.
for your time, and
Thank
pleasure to
you. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.